Well, friends, here at Quarantine Comedy, we are recording. We're going to put this on the interwebs at another time when we've paid the bills and we can put this online somewhere else. But thank you all for coming tonight. I appreciate it so much. I'm your friend, your pal, Kelly Zemeckis. I'm sure we all took up some really fun hobbies during the pandemic. Mine has been drugs. I've started doing drugs. Thanks everyone. Thanks. Yeah, I'm getting into the really hard stuff. I'm sure Anne can relate. I'm doing some really hard stuff. Yeah. I'm really into right now a very hard to digest iron supplement. Yeah. Yeah. Who else became anemic in the past year and a half? Woohoo. Oh my gosh, such fun. Yeah. Raise your hands if you're anemic. Unless you don't have the energy, then don't. Just it's very exhausting. But I'm glad I got to the bottom of that. Yeah, it's been a pretty interesting year and a half for me. I started going to therapy. I finally got myself a therapist, and today I'm pretty proud of myself, everyone. I had a big breakthrough in therapy. Yeah, my therapist said to me, Kelly, that will be great in your set. So I'm feeling good. Yeah. Yeah, I love that my therapist is now, writing tags for me. It feels so good. We're going to start writing together at my next session. We're going to stop figuring out my problems and just work on bits. That's what we're going to do. So I'm really, really excited about what's to come for me comedy-wise with that guy. Yeah. You may be wondering what this man found so funny. I was talking about, like the intros we get when we do shows, and I've had two really strange intros when I've been brought to stage. One, your next comic replies quickly to text messages. I was brought up to the stage to that, which I would like to think is just a very nice way of saying, I don't know who your next comedian is, kind of what that felt like, really. Yeah, and my favorite was the time I was brought up to, and your next comic once owned property. Yeah, which, I've done a number of things that I'm pretty proud of. I'm a filmmaker. I've done some comedy festivals. I am very proud that I did own a home in my 20s. But I do find that admission really, for everybody, myself included, just raises the question of where did I go wrong in my life? Like, how did the wheels fall off this bus? So anyhow, I'll be working with my therapist to figure it out. Stay tuned for my Netflix special. It's going to be amazing. It's gonna be like, what happened to her? What happened? Oh man, I'm up here in Canada. I don't know if we have other Canadians of the house. Luke is here. Anyone else make some noise? If just Luke and I? It's just Luke and I. We're holding down the fort.
We're enough.
Two is good enough. That is the motto for our country is we're good enough.
Good enough.
Second place is dandy. Indeed. I don't know, Luke, if you heard today, but I think actually it came out yesterday. They've changed the names of the vaccines up here. Did you? Yeah, I don't have a bit for it. I'm just really fucking confused. Are they trying to trick the anti-vaxxers into getting it by changing the name? Like, is that what's happening? I am not sure. But yeah, we got a whole new set of names for these vaccines. So hopefully they'll get everyone vaccinated and we can all gather together in a big group hug, right? That's what we all want. Indeed. All right, friends. I think we should get this fun train started. Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yay. That is a perfectly adequate response to that question. Thanks, guys. Alrighty, we're going to start this party off. We're going to go to I believe Toledo is where we are off to first. And our first comic up tonight is a little bit political, a little bit absurd. I think he's super cool. Give it up for Dave Crumbley. Yay!
A little bit political, a little bit absurd. It sounds like the least appealing combination of things one could possibly put together. Guys, it's good to be here. It's good to be here on the internet. Where we are live in our respective parents' basements, all joining together, giving each other COVID through the internet, which I think is great. I think it's great. I love doing stand up. I go to a lot of different places to do stand up. I've been to New York. I've been to LA. But sometimes you go to places that aren't great. Have you ever noticed that the scarier the gas station, the longer it takes for the gas to come out? Ever notice? Comes out of these shows. Yeah, I noticed that phenomenon in Gary, Indiana. So I was out there. We call that Scary Gary. That's the saying for that place here. Gary's not a good place, but Gary's not a scary enough name for that town. Like, Gary's like the nice guy at the office. You know, Gary works in accounting. I would call that place like OJ, Indiana. Osama bin Laden, Indiana would be more appropriate. Love doing stand up though. I had to completely change my act after the pandemic because I lost over 100 pounds. Used to be thank you. I used to be well over 300 pounds. That was I was a big fat guy. So the whole act is I'm at the Golden Corral eating tacos and so gotta change things up. The thing that I hated the most when I was really big is when people would tell me, Dave, you carry your weight well. That's not a compliment. You're calling me fat and sneaky. I think they should pick one. I had a lot of fat sex as a fat guy. A lot of fat on fat sex. A lot of fat on fat crime went down. And the only problem with fat on fat sex is that when you fuck, your guts get stuck together, right? It's true. And separating is like ripping a suction cup off of a car window. You gotta. It ruins the mood. I got dumped recently. That's never fun, right? That's always depressing. Yeah. She told me it was because I was a boring texter. That's just, out of all of the things wrong with me, like, texting was the final straw. And I have gout. The gout was fine. The gout was fine. So I've been kind of depressed lately. I've been so depressed that the closest thing I've had to a shower is eating watermelon without my shirt on. It's having that sticky shower. I've been going on some dates lately, but that doesn't go well. For me, DoorDash is an app girls use after dating me. They're trying to get back inside. Get back swiping on Tinder. Back swiping on Tinder. Something I've noticed, being on the apps. Is this new? When did ugly people start being bisexual? Right? That used to be a hot person exclusive thing. But now every anime rainbow wig guy's got a harem. It's very strange. It's good to be here on the internet. Luke, you look like Jeffrey Tambor wearing a Jeffrey Tambor Halloween costume. Like, you've really leaned into it, and I admire that. I would just go around claiming to be Jeffrey Tambor. Or didn't he get canceled for something? Didn't he do something? Am I making that up?
He did.
He did. Doing crowd work on Zoom is very strange. Like, does anyone have a job? No.
Hey.
That's why we're all on Zoom. That's why we're doing Zoom on a Friday. I'm a sports fan. I watch a lot of ESPN. Sports are extremely popular in this country, extremely important. Like this is a true statistic. Did you guys know there are 9 different cable channels that cover sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? There's not that much sports to cover. They're doing it though. 9 different channels. There's one called Fox Sports 1, which is just ESPN but racist. They're like, boom, shakalaka, slam dunk by LeBron James. Also, slavery never happened. Just sneak it in there, you know? Man, I've been doing stand-up comedy for 5 years. This is not the quietest crowd I've ever performed in front of. I once did stand-up. I did stand-up at a birthday party. I got hired to do stand-up comedy at a birthday party, and I showed up, and it was me, a 13-year-old boy, and the mother of the 13-year-old boy. And I'm up there, let me tell you, the Zoom crowd work, much better. And I'm like, so are there any moms here who want to sleep with the comic? Are there any I love sports. I think UFC, the Ultimate Fighting, I think that's going to be the #1 sport in the world soon, especially here in America, because it's more violent than boxing and gayer than wrestling. So, kind of the 2 American pastimes. I'll do one more for you guys. I live in Toledo. We have our major employer here in Toledo is the Jeep plant that make Jeeps. We produce Jeeps. So there's a lot of Jeeps on the road here. It's a town pride thing. You see the same bumper sticker on the back of Jeeps. They say, it's a Jeep thing. You wouldn't understand. What is there to get? You rip the doors off of a truck. It's not exactly Twin Peaks. All right, that'll do it for me, guys. Thank you so much. This was fun.
All right, give it up for Dave Crumbley, everyone. Yay! All right, I'm going to just add a spotlight here. Dave, you are correct. Jeffrey Tambor was canceled in November of 2017.
Vintage.
Accused of sexual misconduct.
That'll get you.
There you go. Wow. All right, there we are. Say bye to Dave, everyone. We're going to move him there. Yay! Alrighty. Facts aren't always funny, friends. They're just they're there. Oh my! I was a big fan of Arrested Development, though. That was a good show. Alrighty. We are going to move over to the other side of the continent. We're off now to California. And our next comic performs all over the state of California and is afraid of car washes. And I will pose the question, does this include a self-car wash?
No, not at all. No, what worries me, and I know it's juvenile, but when I'm in that car and it's like, it's really the direction that scares me. It's like, don't touch the steering wheel. Don't pump the brake. You're probably going to tear off your axle if you do either one of those things. So I just have a major anxiety attack. And then when you get to the very end and there's the flashing light says, don't, go on green. And it's already green from the car in front of you. It's like, shit, I can't go now. I can't rear end this. And it's red. It's like, okay, thank God. Then green. It's like, holy crap. Step on it, floor it. Anxiety. I hate car washes.
Well, happily, this set is happening in the Zoom. This is car wash free. Everyone give it up for Curt Seablom.
You don't know that for sure. No, it's good. Yes. We don't have big fettuccine noodles slapping us, so we've not a car wash. Anyway, as Kelly mentioned, I'm in California. I'm about an hour and a half, 2 hours from LA. I just signed with a commercial agent. Good news. Fingers crossed, this could be the new face of hemorrhoids. Huh? Huh? Yeah, or Cialis or Viagra. I don't care. I'll be the Nicolas Cage of commercials. I won't turn down nothing but my shirt collar. But I've done a lot of background acting, which is obviously a feather in the cap. The thing is, when I know when you go and there's background acting, it's like, oh, you're a doctor, you're a teacher. Obviously, you're not those things. I went to a DirecTV commercial, and this was in Pasadena at the Rose Bowl. Okay, we're sports fans. Okay, fine. Some actors don't understand sports. I mean, that's okay. There's some things you should understand at least. This is where it goes weird. Okay, I'm sitting next to a Latina woman and a white guy. White guy is buttering up the Latina woman, saying, "Yeah, so I direct films in Sweden and stuff. I'd love to cast you." I'm just thinking in my head, BS. $15 an hour. We're getting $15 an hour. You're full of shit. You don't direct. Why would you be here? Anyway, that's not even what really pissed me off the most. This is what pissed me off the most. Remember, it's okay. We're not all sports fans, but she said this. How big do you think this place is? And the guy said, I don't know. So I said, I'll bet you from that goalpost to the other one is 100 yards. He said, no, it looks smaller than that. What? It's like, this is the Rose Bowl. Do you think they shrink it during the off season? What the fuck? Get out your phone and look. 100 yards, really? Yes, it's even numbered. I couldn't believe it. Now, if you think that was bad, it gets worse. Guys in front of me, okay? The prop guy is going around giving people props, okay? Okay, guy in front of me, you get foam finger. You get bullhorn. Me, I get pom-pom. All right, maybe he was like, this guy probably doesn't know sports. Hey, give a pom-pom. Yay, sports. But I didn't give a shit. Whatever. What bothered me was this, though. The guy in front of me with a foam finger put it on backwards. Yes.
Oh.
Backward. Can you believe that? How do you jack that up? Even if you're not great at sports, you know what number one is. He's not out there being like, hey, great poupon. Or, no, I pose to you, if you are watching a 2019 DirecTV commercial where the Dallas Cowboys are on the field, which, by the way, they're like, I wonder who those guys are. They're the fucking Cowboys. It's got their goddamn names on the back and the name on the front. But you look carefully, you'll see a classy gentleman waving his pinky finger and be like, yeah, sports, and a very disgruntled, confused person with a pom-pom behind him, very judgmental like this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, anyway, but yeah, it's not glorious, but it helps your, it's a side hustle, extra money from the comedy career that isn't paying you shit. Anyway, the other thing you can do when you do background is it's very glorious. It's called a seat filler. That's when you go to a game show that is failing miserably. And they don't have to tell the host, this This sucks. We have to pay people to come and sit here. So when you're a seat filler for either a talk show or a game show, equally terrible, this is what you do. You get inside the studio and they put you in a feedlot. It's like a corral for cattle, like you're all going to the slaughter and you're just slowly trudging along, just waiting for your turn. We all get up there. Now, the guy in front of me is kind of antsy, right? And he says, "Hey, security, I gotta go to the bathroom." And she says, "Nope, too bad. You gotta wait till we get inside the studio." Turns and starts walking away. And then she stops and says, "Hey, bathroom man, come with me." So I go to the guy behind me and I said, "Bathroom man? Who are these new Avengers? Who are these? That's arguably the worst superpower." Anyway. God. But anyway, so once you're in there too, really, if it's a game show, you are a trained SEAL. Because when you clap, they're like, "Okay, give me a loud applause." Oh, they throw you little fun-sized candies. I swear to God. Yeah, like a trained SEAL. Can you believe that, Dave? It's like half the meeting in this get. Just like, I'm surprised they're not like, "No, not with your hands, your mouth," just it's like, oh, good. And I mean, and you get wrapped up and you're like, "Oh God, Three Musketeers," but yes, I'm a professional clapper. So when you hear me clapping for your awesome sets, it's like, bro, hear that pitch? Anyway. So also, I'm a part-time dad. I have my kids usually on the weekends. Is going through some rough spots right now, but one of the things I love doing with those guys is making sock puppets. I like doing sock puppets when I was a kid, but here's the thing. I saw a sock puppet in my daughter's room that had glue on the sides of the mouth. And I was like, "That's weird. Why does this sock puppet have glue on the sides of the mouth?" And she said, "I want to make the mouth look smaller." I said, "Well, honey, now it just looks like Robert Downey Jr. in the 1987 smash hit Less Than Zero." This is Robert Downey Jr. in Less Than Zero. Here's the glue. If you haven't seen the 1987 smash hit Less Than Zero, it's when Robert Downey Jr. does unspeakable things with his mouth for cocaine. Anyway, moving on. Thing with sock puppets, you got to use clean socks, obviously. You can't chins out on that. Because if you have athlete's foot, now you have athlete's hand, right? So now when I take my girls to get their nails done, Tina is, because I have my manicure done too. I'm not afraid to admit that I'll pay $20 to have a woman hold my hand. But she's gonna look at my hand and say, "Athlete's hand. I recognize that. I look at nails all day. Now I can't even hold someone's hand." You guys know how crappy it is kissing sock puppets? I'll tell you, not Robert Downey Jr. I wouldn't kiss this one. Drugs, yeah. No, but see, this is different. Thing is, when you kiss sock puppets, they're very dry. They dry your mouth out a lot, right? It gives you cotton mouth. A lot like Robert Downey Jr. in the 1987 smash hit Less Than Zero. So, moving on. I loved playing sock puppets when I was a kid, though, right? And I'd be playing with them, and I'd say, "Hey, my brother Dan, he's very mean." I should preface with that. He's very mean. We fought like cats and Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong, because he was a lot bigger than me and very mean. So, "Dan, want to play sock puppets? How I got mittens?" He'd say, "What? Why do you call your sock puppet mittens? Is it because I use mittens? You use socks for mittens?" I said, "No, Dan, I'm poor too. We live in the same house." He said, "Doesn't sound right." He put on one of my sock puppets and just started wailing on me, punching me, beating the crap out of me. I'm putting my hands on like, "Oh my God, these sock puppets are not helping." They're just looking back in awe, like, "Oh my God, he's kicking your ass, bro." It's like, "Oh my God." It's just going and going. Okay, by the way, why is it called Donkey Kong? Wasn't his dad King Kong? Who would name their kid Donkey? That's so demeaning. I mean, self-fulfilling prophecy or whatever. You know, it's like he couldn't name him Prince. No, I'm King Kong. You're a donkey. That's fucked up. I didn't mean to derail here. A lot like Robert Downey Jr.'s like 1994 smash hit Less Than Zero. So, man, on top of me, just wailing and wailing. And did I mention the buttons are right on the knuckles? Buttons are right on the knuckles. That just makes it worse. Just going and going, and finally backs off, walks away, and I'm just sitting there just bleeding out, you know, beat up. A lot like Robert Downey Jr. At the end of the smash hit Less Than Zero. Anyways, guys, I'm Curt. I gotta get these guys off stage because they're union. You guys have a great night.
All right, give it up for Curt Seablom, everybody. Hey, Curt and his sock puppets will be appearing on Sesame Street later this year. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so good. Yeah, and stay tuned after the show, everyone. We're gonna all watch on the Zoom account here. Less Than Zero. That's going to be fun. I've yet to see it. I need to see this movie. I've not got anyone else. Who else, round of applause, has seen Less Than Zero? Curt and Kirk have seen it.
Never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either, Anne. Anne and I are going to get together and watch it later. We're going to make some sock puppets. All right. Curt was talking about having being a dad. I am a woman in my mid-30s. Oh my God, I used to be, but I'm in my mid-40s, and it's the pandemic. I don't know what day of the week it is, nor what age I am apparently. But it's often assumed that I'm a mom. I don't know why this is, but frequently when I go out, you know, there's, you know, where are your kids? How old are your kids? Do you have kids? And I really do appreciate when folks ask me, do you have any kids? I really prefer that rather than like the assumption that I am a mom. I don't know, like maybe I give off some kind of mom vibe that I'm not aware of. I'm not sure. Like, you know, I'm not a mom just because I have a lot of snacks in my purse. You know, not a mom. I've established I am anemic. I've got to keep the iron up, okay? I'm also, you know, I'm not a mom just because I occasionally will push a stroller around the streets of Toronto. You know, I'm also, along with being anemic, I'm a gal who overpacks constantly. So a stroller sometimes is just a nice big purse. Just push it around. It's not weird. Anne gets it. The guys are like, what is wrong with this woman? Big surprise, I'm single. Shocker. It's weird. Yeah. Mentioned the streets of Toronto. I am up here in Toronto, as is our headliner for tonight. We're going to keep it in Canada to close off this show. Our next guest does comedy all over North America. He is a force. So please do follow him on, you can check out his website, lukelynndale.com. And for those watching on the playback, if you're in Toronto on Sunday, September 19th, he's going to be at the Comedy Bar doing Luke Lynndale Does Your Jokes, where he tells jokes of other comics. It's going to blow your mind. Check it out if you can. Give it up for the very, very awesome Luke Lynndale. Yay!
Hey, everybody! Thanks a lot, Kelly. Yeah, man, that was great. Hey, listen, I'm gonna do some material to start off, and then I'll do my crowd work. Dave, don't worry, I'll be talking to you. I've got it all planned out. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I've got it all figured out. I looked online. I look at your fat pictures, and I try to figure out who you look like, and I'm gonna throw that at you. Anyways, all right. So, guys, first I wanted to talk about. I don't know about you guys, but you know, for me during the pandemic. The acronyms, I wasn't keen on the acronyms. I don't know about you guys, okay? I didn't like, these are the two I didn't like specifically, was WHO as an acronym, WHO, you know, stands for World Health Organization, and what, WHAT, stands for wash hands after toilet. I wasn't a fan. You know, when the recommendations first came out, it made it confusing. You know, who advises travel restrictions with China? I don't know. Who advises social distancing? No idea. You know, who advises wear a mask? Why does every recommendation start with a question? It doesn't make any sense. No wonder people are confused. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing to people? And then they started using, then they realized, right, that it was confusing people. So what they did is they added the word the in front of who? Not more clear. The Who advises creating your own social bubble. The Who is a band from the 1970s. What's going on? Doesn't make any sense. The Who sang a song called La La Lies. I can't believe that. You know what I mean? Also, they have a song called Baba O'Reilly. I can't believe anything you tell me after you name your most famous song, Baba O'Reilly. Doesn't make any sense. Then what they did is they started using both acronyms together. Who advises what? Great. I have no idea what you're saying. No clue. You know what I mean? Then what happened in that first summer of the pandemic, okay? The guy across the street from me, he turned 50, all right? So what they did, they had one of those parties, you know, where people would come by in the cars, you know, looked like a procession, like someone was dying, but they were honking the horn because he was, you know, turning 50, whatever. Anyways, so I'm looking outside. Then like half an hour in, people are getting out of the car, okay? An hour in, people were hugging, and he was, I was like, what are you doing? You're killing people. So I opened up the door and I yelled out, hey, who advises what? And they were like, what do you mean? I was like, I don't know. Just fucking do it. We want out of this garbage. Do it. Jesus Christ, I don't know what's going on. Who? Anyways, okay, guys, on to the next thing. Guys, I don't know about you guys, okay, but this summer, I went to a cottage, okay? And this is what I picked up at the cottage, okay? Is that how you act on a boat is different than how you have to act in a car, okay? This is one of the big things, okay? The big things is that when you're in the car and you wave incessantly at people, you're weird, okay? But when you're in the boat, you have to wave at random strangers as if you're their best friends that you fucking be like missing them for years, you know what I mean? Like, hey, like randomly, right? So anyway, so the first day, I wave at this boat goes by, we wave at everyone, right? Small town nearby where we're staying, we go into town, we see the same people. They don't talk to us. I was like, we saw you on the boat like an hour ago. What's happening? So anyways, next day, back on the boat, they come by again and they wave again. And I'm looking at my wife, she's like, we got to do it. So again, we wave, you know what I mean? Again, next day, see them ignore us. You know what I mean? I go close to them, they walk away. What's going on? Doesn't make sense. But then, third day, okay? They come on the boat, I don't wave. I'm like, screw that. I know this deal. We're not friends. You made it clear in fucking town. That's it. You know what I mean? They come by in the boat. The guy comes by in the boat. He's like, hey, what's going on? Is something wrong? You guys don't seem friendly. I was like, I spoke to you twice in town. You ignored me. What's wrong with you? Oh my God, why am I waving at you? Anyways, guys, all right, on to the next thing. Guys, I want to talk about this, okay? I wanted to talk about, I don't know about you guys have this issue. Like recently I attempted to unsubscribe from an email subscription, okay? It wasn't easy. I don't know, like, you know what? I find the unsubscribe process extremely frustrating. Like when they won't let you unsubscribe. You know what I mean? It's like when you've dated someone for a long time and they don't want to agree that we're done. You know what I mean? Well, what if we just come like, we live together on Tuesdays and Thursdays? No, we're done. Why don't you just get your fucking things and get out of here? You know what I mean? Like, we're done here. Let's move on. You know what I mean? And what I don't understand too is like, when you get to the unsubscribe page, the first question they ask you is, do you want to unsubscribe? Yes. Why else am I here? I'm not scouring the internet for my fucking unsubscribe hobby, taking screenshots of unsubscribe. Oh my God, is this Ariel? Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. Times New Roman. Ooh, what flair. No, like I want out. And then after, the very next question they ask you, you click on yes, I want to, you click on that, the next page, would you like to resubscribe? What? No. Like, what is not clear? Like, I want out, you know what I mean? I don't get the resubscribe process, right? That would be like bringing, like you're returning a pair of shoes, and when you arrive at the store, you tell them, and they're trying to resell you on the shoes you're returning. I don't want them. I'm fucking bringing them back. We're done here. You know, let's go. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. What's happening? happening? I don't get it. And this is the whole thing too, okay? After you go through the whole thing and they ask you a questionnaire, like I got to tell them what, I want out. Why am I answering you? Fuck, talk to your mother. I'm done here, Anyways, so the thing is like, and then you unsubscribe, right? You know what they do to prove to you that they understand that you never want to receive emails from you? They send you an email confirmation. I want no emails. Like, what's going on with you? I'm looking for no emails. They don't get it. You know what I mean? You're like, spam, boom. All right, guys, on to the next thing. Guys, I want to talk about this. Okay, we're on Zoom right now, but I'm telling you guys, okay, like, and I'm sure, we're still on Zoom at work, right? There's a lot of Zoom calls, but it always feels like I'm at like a senior's home, right? We can't hear you. We can't see you. Did Hal forget his pants again? Like, what's going on? Why is it so difficult for people to figure out Zoom? Like, what's so complicated, What I love too is that when someone has a background, the other people who don't have the backgrounds are like, ooh, you got a background. Ooh, how'd you do that? Well, I went to the internet, downloaded an image, and I uploaded it. Boom, I'm a genius. Like, come on, it's not complicated. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on with you, The other thing I find interesting too is that you're in these meetings at work, and some people just decide not to be seen, right? They don't want to be seen. It's 9 a.m. in the morning. They got the camera off. What's going on in the background? Do you know what I mean? Sounds off, cameras off. Like, what's going on? Are you killing children? Oh, honey, yeah, you can keep him. Everything's safe. Just a minute. I got to talk. Stop murdering. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Okay, good. I'm on mute again. Keep fucking murdering those fucking children. We're all good. Like, what are you doing in the background? This is what happened to me, okay? When the pandemic first started, I was working at a place. I'd been there for 3.5 years, okay? I worked with a woman that had reported to me, and I knew her for 3 years, okay? She decided to never show her face. What's going on? We know exactly what you look like. The fucking pandemic hits and you join the fucking witness protection program? Like, what's going on with you? You know what I mean? Like, we know who you are. Maybe your hair's longer, but that's it. We recognize you. She's like, oh my God, like muffling her voice and stuff. Like, what's happening? Do you know what I mean? The other thing too is like, when people like, oh guys, you know what? On to the next thing. Guys, I want to talk about this. Guys, I want to talk about, I don't know about you guys, but I hate paperwork, okay? Do you guys like paperwork? Like, it's draining, right? Paperwork is like, when you see Superman, you're like, wow, like kryptonite, that kills. Paperwork is the kryptonite for human beings, You're like, oh no, not paperwork. I want to fill forms in, you can't do that, This is the worst paperwork, okay? The worst paperwork is when you buy a car, okay? Because it's so exciting. Buying a car by itself is exciting, and then you get there. It takes 4.5 hours, okay, to buy a car. Half an hour to find the car. 4 hours for the paperwork. What's going on? Why is there so much paperwork? I don't understand. In 2017, I had jaw surgery, okay? They broke my jaw and moved it forward, okay? I could have died in the operation. They asked me 7 questions. That was it. When I bought my car, they asked me 4,000 questions. What's going on? Like, why is there so much information? Why do you need to know everything about my life when I'm buying a car? You know what I mean? Like, the thing is, 4 hours is a long time, right? An average person runs a marathon in 4 hours. Instead, I'm deciding between a coupe and a hatchback. Like, that's what I'm doing in my 4 hours, okay? A woman can go through labor and give birth to a baby in 4 hours. That's amazing. I'm deciding if if I want a sunroof or not. You know what I mean? Like, what's happening, Like, 3 carpenters take 4 hours to build a bookcase, okay? Instead, I'm deciding whether I want fucking rust proof or not. I don't know. The car rust. Sure, give it to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, a surgeon performs a coronary bypass, okay? That's a transplant. For a transplant patient, takes an artery from a leg and attaches it to the person's heart to make them live longer. That's amazing, I'm fucking signing my signature 6,000 times and getting carpal tunnel. Like, what's going on? Why is it so much time? You know what I mean? Like, I could fly to Aruba from Toronto. I could be in Aruba in 4 hours. Instead, I'm fucking just buying a car. Like, what's happening? And the worst part, too, is that I buy the car always at the same place, okay? I go to the same place. I get the same guy, okay? I get this guy, Brad, right? Brad thinks I like him. I hate Brad. But I always get Brad because Brad's the guy that helped us last time. You know what I mean? Brad's my guy, But Brad is not my guy. It's their guy. You know what I mean? So I got to deal with Brad. I hate him. And Brad, I'm sitting there with my wife, and he's like, oh, is this, Luke, are you still married? Yes, Brad, this is my wife. Remember, she's wearing the same jacket as last time. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was only 3 years ago. Look, her hair's the same color. What's wrong with you, Brad? Come on, do you know what I mean? Like and the thing is, why am I signing so many times, right? Sometimes you're signing and sometimes you're initialing. Like, what's the logic in that? Why can't it just be one or the other? I think that when they say to you, hey, listen, I got to go back to they always tell you, I got to go talk to the boss in the office, They go back and they go, yeah, it was hilarious, man. I told him to sign here. I told him to initial there. It was hilarious. The guy didn't know what he was doing. That's what they do, okay? Like, the thing is, you don't do that when you go to other places, right? When I go to the restaurant, I'm not signing fucking or initialing next to things I don't want. Yeah, I won't have the steak free. I'm not having the apple pie. Like, what the fuck? Like, why am I signing next to things that don't matter? Like, anyways, guys. Oh, man. And the biggest irony with paperwork is this, right? After you've done the entire paperwork, they don't even give you the car that day. All you get is the paperwork. In essence, you bought paperwork. You get back home. Hey, how's the car? I don't know, but fuck, I got this great paperwork. What's going on? It doesn't make any sense, okay? All right, guys, on to the next thing. Guys, I want to talk about this. I don't know about you guys. I have a feeling right now that Jan is going to really appreciate this, okay? I don't know about you guys, but I'm into like eating all kinds of different food. But carrots, come on. Like, what are people doing eating carrots? You know what I mean? Like, that's just weird, right? Like, when you pull a carrot out of the ground, like, if there's ever been a vegetable that's alive, fucking fighting for its life, it's a carrot. You know what I mean? Like, it's got all those, like, stick it back in. Be nice to the carrot. You know what I mean? And the thing is, if you ever talk to a person who loves carrots, you know what they'll say to you? One time a person said to me, hey, you know what? But people eat beets, and beets are similar. Yeah. That's the very problem, okay? That you're a person who likes carrots and you're comparing a beet to a carrot? What's wrong with you? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not even anything the same. And the thing is, too, the other thing they tell you? They say to you, well, you know what? If you don't really like carrots, put butter on it. Butter's amazing. And you know what? I agree with that. I agree. I got a better idea. Why don't we just fucking skip the carrots, heat up some butter, and just drink it all up? Amazing, Nice heated up butter is incredible. You don't need the carrots, just cut the middleman. And the other thing, too, is the people who love carrots don't even understand how ridiculous they are, okay? Do you realize that when you peel a carrot, and then you know that part that you've peeled, the peel part? That's carrot. Like, if you love carrots so much, fucking eat it. No, you're throwing it out. That's a good idea. Throw the rest of it out. You're on your way. Throw everything out. Peel it out, and then the rest of it. Throw it out. You know what? Because the thing is, with the butter thing, think about this, right? Has anybody ever said to you, hey, you're not enjoying your apple? Put some fucking butter in it. No, you don't, because apples are already good. You don't need butter for apples. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so the thing is that, so this is what happened to me, right? So the thing is, what I don't understand is why are people taking carrots and putting them in cakes? You have a perfectly good vanilla cake, and now you're just ruining it with carrot. Why are you doing that? Are you doing that with other vegetables? Oh my God, is this a cauliflower cake? Ooh, this is good, you know what I mean? Oh my God, did you caramelize these onions for this onion cake? Yummy. Like, no, you don't, because it's weird. Stop putting fucking carrots in cake. It doesn't make any sense. The other thing is, so this is what happened. This is where my upsetness comes from, okay? When I got married, okay? The best part of getting married at the reception is that at night, around 2 a.m., you're hammered, everybody's drunk, they bring out the cake, right? Oh my God, we had this beautiful big cake, you know what I mean? It comes out, you're hammered, it's gonna be exciting, right? They cut into it, it was carrot cake. What are you doing? You're killing me, you know what I mean? We just got married, this is grounds for divorce. Like, what's happening? Why would you make this choice? I have to annul the wedding because you put carrots in a cake. Like, what's your deal? It doesn't make sense. All right, guys, on to the next thing. Here we go, guys. I don't know if you guys have dogs or anything, okay? But I got a couple dogs, and let me tell you, when I go to the dog park, I don't like the idiot dog park people. I tell you who I mean, right? I mean these people that you go to the park there with your dog, and all they ever want to do is talk to the dog as if the dog is talking back to them, okay? And then I have to do some weird sort of ventriloquist fucking act and like repeat for the dog as if like and so I always see this one woman, and she'll see my dog. I've got 2 dogs, right? And so I've got this chocolate lab. She's like, oh my God, what's your name? Oh, well, this is Lily. Oh, Lily, how old are you? Well, Lily's 3. Oh my God, isn't that nice? Okay. Then one time I show up with the Wheaton Terrier, okay? completely different dog. Anyways, I show up and she said, "Oh my God, Lily, who is this?" I said, "Well, this is Tess, you know." Oh, how old is Tess, Lily? I said, "Oh, Tess is 13. She says, "Oh my God, is this your sister?" No, it's not her fucking sister. This is a completely different dog. Like, what's your deal, lady? Like, I don't understand you. You know what I mean? Like, and then one time I show up with my wife, okay? Same woman comes over, same thing again. And then the woman leaves and everything. My wife says, "Who was that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I have no idea what that is." She never speaks to me. Talk to the fucking dogs. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just a fucking mouthpiece. You know what I mean? I have no idea what's happening here. Anyways, all right, guys, on to the next thing. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. Guys, somebody talked earlier about sports, okay? And I'll tell you what, like, for me, I expect more from my athletes than I'm currently getting, right? These athletes in North American sports, I mean, they get paid millions and millions of dollars, right? A few years ago, I went to a baseball game, and a guy hit a foul ball, okay? Hit a ball into the crowd, and it almost killed the woman. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? And the thing that doesn't make sense is that, you know those white lines on the field? They're the same since they were fucking 12. Hit the ball between the lines. It's not complicated. Come on, man. You're making millions of dollars. Hit the ball between the lines. Let's do it. What's going on with you? You know what I mean? And the thing is, I know they can do better, okay? In 1926, Babe Ruth promised a dying man that he would hit a home run in Game 3 of the World Series. And he went out and he did it, okay? The game I was at, no home runs. People were dying. Lots of fucking people were dying. They could have pick a fucking kid who's dying from leukemia or something. Hit a kid, hit a home run for a kid. I'm at the game. Let's go. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care who the kid is. I don't care who the person is. Fucking hit a home run. I want to see some runs. I want to, you know what I mean? Anyways, the other thing too is like, what about football, right? Football's a weird one, right? I don't know if you know those guys know Brett Favre, right? Brett Favre, okay, in 2003, Brett Favre's dad, Irvin Favre, died unexpectedly of a heart attack, okay? And the next game, he dedicated to his dad, okay? He threw for 399 yards and 4 touchdowns, and the Packers beat the Raiders 41-7. That's amazing. That's incredible. You know what I mean? I was so impressed. But he only did it for one game. That was his dad. Like, what's going on with you, Brett? His dad was 57. His dad taught him to fucking throw a football, and he could only promise one game? Because you know what? This is what happened, okay? In 2007, my wife and I drove from Toronto to Green Bay. Took us 14 hours, okay, in a massive snowstorm. We went to the coldest game in NFL history. It was minus 47 degrees Celsius. It was incredible, okay? And they played the Giants, okay? Brett Favre was the quarterback in that game, and they lost. Brett Favre could have fucking played that game for his dad. Could have played that, and they could have gone to the world, like to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, one game is not enough, okay? And what about in golf? Have you seen in golf? Oh, my God, golf. What do they always get excited, right? You're watching the golf there. They always get excited, like, oh, my God, a hole in one. What? You're getting excited? There's 4 guys hitting at the same time. One of them's got to get a hole in one. Every shot. You know what I mean? Like, every hole. That's not enough. Do more. Do you know what I mean? I just want more from my athletes. And what about soccer, right? Have you ever seen in soccer? They missed the net. How are you missing the net? The net is as big as my fucking house. Like, what's going on with you? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, here I come. And in soccer, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the shootout, right? They have a guy there, and the net's massive, and the goalie just looks like a little fit. Like you can't even see the goalie. You know what I mean? It's so tiny there. And then the guy shoots it, and then the goalie makes this great save. Like, oh my God, the goal. He guessed. That's all he did. That's his skill. Like he guessed to the left or he guessed to the right. That's all he did. You know what I mean? Like that was his big thing. It's not impressive. And guys, I don't know if you guys follow figure skating. Get this. In figure skating, they fall. How are you falling in figure skating? It's the fucking premise of the whole sport. Like you have to be upright. Like our swimmers drowning? Oh my goodness. Bill, what's happening lane 2? Well, it looks like that swimmer's drowned. Oh, used to be a former figure skater. Like, what's going on with that? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, that's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Anyways, all right, on to the next thing. Guys, this is the last thing I want to talk about, you know? I don't know if any of you guys are coffee drinkers, but to me, coffee drinkers are just weird, okay? Like, they're always complaining, right? Like, don't talk to me. I haven't had my coffee yet in the morning. I haven't had my fuel, you know? Oh, I can't do anything. Oh, I only buy fair trade. That's what I do. Oh my God, I can't believe they're out of spice, like the pumpkin spice latte. Jeez, I can't believe someone's not punching you in the fucking face. Like, shut up. Like these, oh my God, all the time, these coffee drinkers. Because they can't figure out how much consumption they should have, right? Like if you meet a coffee drinker, they're like, oh my God, like, I haven't had enough coffee, you know, like I got to get my coffee. Then 2 hours later, like, oh, I can't concentrate. I've had too much coffee, you know? Then mid-afternoon, oh my God, I need more coffee. I'm starting to crash, you know? And then before they go to bed, oh my God, I had too much coffee today. I can't sleep. Like, what's your deal? Like every day, like it's the same fucking thing. Like learn, do a graph or something. Do you know what I mean? Like learn from the day before. They just keep living the same thing again. You know what I mean? Like every day, you're like, hey, how's your coffee consumption? I don't know. You know what I mean? And the thing is too, is that I'll tell you what, right? This is the thing that is crazy about coffee drinkers, okay? A coffee drinker will be the kind of person that will only buy things when they're on sale, right? They're like, no, I'm only going to buy my clothing and everything when it's on sale, right? However, they'll wait at Starbucks for fucking 8 hours to buy fucking something 3 times the fucking price as anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on with you? Like, be consistent, you know? And the thing is, coffee drinkers, I'm going to show to you, like, this is the thing, right? Coffee drinkers are super gross, okay? I don't know if you guys know, the most expensive coffee in the world is called Capi Luwak, okay? It costs $100 a cup. This is what happens, right? This is how they get the bean, right? There's an animal called the civet, okay? And what it does is it ingests this bean, okay? And then it poops the bean out, okay? So then someone comes along and takes the bean from the poop and makes coffee from it, and then someone else comes and pays $100 for that. What's your fucking deal? Like for me, I think coffee tastes like shit. These people are drinking coffee made from shit. Like, what is your deal, coffee drinkers? You're disgusting. It's so gross. Like, this is yummy. Oh, like, come on. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, guys, that's all my time. I'm Luke Lynndale. Good night.
Oh, give it up for Luke Lynndale. Oh, man. I gotta say, it's true. I will look for a bargain, but as a coffee drinker, I will spend ridiculous. It's true. I feel seen. I feel seen, Luke. Oh man. Hey, we were talking off the top about number 2 and being in Canada. I just saw Toronto's been rated the 2nd safest city in the world. Yay! We came in 2nd. Apparently first place Copenhagen. So we'll head off to Copenhagen in a few minutes. I want to thank everyone for coming. We had a lovely little audience tonight. And for those tuning in on the playback, please do give Button Down Comedy a follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can do all 3. You can pick one, but definitely give a follow on the socials. And thank you all so much for coming. If you're in Canada and you're watching, vote on Monday if you haven't already done so. And take care, everyone. We'll see you soon. Have a great night.
Okay.